Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? The Saints are now moving on throughout the remainder of the season without Jameis Winston, as Sean Payton on Monday confirmed that it's bad news for the Saints starting quarterback.
You've got the images back. It confirms an ACL tear, and generally speaking, and in his case, there's damage to the MCL, which is not uncommon, and it's the ACL tear that puts you out for a longer period of time, but basically where it's at right now.
So that's devastating for Jameis Winston. It's devastating for this team. Jameis went into this season needing to fix the thing that was broken within him as a player, and that was his decision-making. And Jameis spent the last year humbling himself, sitting behind Drew Brees, waiting for his opportunity, and ultimately got it this year. He had to battle Taysom Hill for the starting job. He won it. And to this point in the season, his 14 touchdowns and 3 interceptions proved to many exactly what we thought he might be able to be, which is a guy that could play within himself, within the offense, that could sort of back up, cure what ailed him, and then grow and blossom in an offense with a coach that knows how to coach quarterbacks and maximize them, unlike what he was asked to do in Tampa for so long, and he was doing that. He was playing efficient football. He was loosening. Sean Payton was starting to loosen the reins on Jameis Winston, yet Sunday happened. And happened on a day where they were beginning to see some flow, some fluidity in that offense. And the thing that I've said all throughout the year is I just wanted to see the Saints whole. I wanted to see what this offense would look like when they were whole. What would Jameis Winston look like when he had Michael Thomas and Deontay Harris and Taysom Hill and the full arsenal all at his disposal during this season? And unfortunately, now we're not going to get to see this team whole all year. I will talk about what this means going forward for the New Orleans Saints for the rest of this year and beyond. But a couple more on Jameis. Can you play Payton 3, please, Muse? Here was Sean Payton today, Monday, talking about Jameis and the job that he's done so far.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, we definitely were encouraged. We felt like, man, we've seen the arm strength, the leadership, all of those things. So remember the thing we talked about all the time. They're going to evaluate you on your record. And, shoot, he was 4-2, and, yeah, it wasn't always perfect, but absolutely. Someone that had become a vital part to what we were doing. So, yeah.
There's so many parts of this that are just massively disappointing. Jameis humbled himself as a backup. He bet on himself in a prove-it deal. Remember, Jameis took a 1-year contract this year. When he could have had other opportunities elsewhere, he took a 1-year opportunity and said, let me bet on myself, go to New Orleans, as he put it, go to get his football PhD with Sean Payton and with Drew Brees. And it looked like it was working out for him. And ultimately now, unfortunately, it looks like it's going to end this way. Sean Payton was asked this. He was asked about the quarterback. This is 5, if you would. The quarterback room going forward this year. But he's also going to have to answer the question about the quarterback room, moving forward as well.
Sean, are you guys satisfied with your quarterback room, or are you going to explore your options?
We're satisfied with the quarterback room.
So that was obviously a question about the remainder of this season. And I don't know what you could theoretically even do for the remainder of this season. We could certainly delve into some of that conversation, but mostly today, I'm bummed for Jameis Winston. because this is a guy now who's going to – the Saints as an organization are going to have a decision to make. Are they going to invest – have they seen enough through the first 7 games of this season to say that's a guy we want to invest in long term? And I can't say definitively that they have. Maybe they have, and we'll get to that point of the offseason based on what their options are, but it would be naive of them. It would be – you have to pursue what options are out there. If Aaron Rodgers is there, if Russ is there, what other free agent opportunities? And maybe they keep coming back to where Jameis is the best option that they have, and maybe that will be the case. Maybe that will be the case. But I think this makes a very uncertain future for Jameis Winston now with this injury. Because you can't say definitively, had he played well this year, he could have gotten an extension with New Orleans. I think the chances of that now are less likely, and certainly less likely of another team investing in him a big contract. We talked about it, the manner in which Drew Brees got in New Orleans. That first deal he got was 5 years, 6 years, $60 million. The first deal Drew got when he left San Diego for New Orleans. It's very ambiguous now for Jameis. The same is true also for this New Orleans Saints team. I don't think that anyone could realistically look at the possibility of Taysom Hill or Trevor Siemian being the starting quarterback of a Super Bowl championship team. Jameis Winston yesterday wasn't yet at the level of a quarterback that looked like a Super Bowl champion. But as I said, what could he have been throughout the remainder of the season had he continued improving and you get Mike Thomas back and you look whole again? Sean Payton was pretty adamant that they are not going to pursue a free agent quarterback. You know my feeling on Sean with his free agents. Sean loves the NFC South. The first name that popped into everybody's mind was Cam Newton. Cam is in shape. He was in camp in New England. He was a starting quarterback in the league last year. Sean knows him. For 10 years, he coached against him twice a year for a decade. Knows him well. How many times have we talked about Jameis, Curtis Lofton, Kurt Coleman? Look at all the guys this year, from Devontae Freeman, and all the guys that the Saints went and got that were NFC South guys that Sean knew very well. That would have made a lot of sense, but Sean was pretty adamant they're sticking with what they got, which means if Taysom Hill is healthy, he's going to be the starting quarterback. I know Trevor Siemian kept the thing on the rails yesterday, but he's still a backup quarterback in the NFL. That's how you have to view Trevor Siemian. Because yesterday, when Trevor Siemian went into the game, the Saints knew his strengths, his limitations. The Bucs didn't spend a single minute, not one snap of game week getting ready for Trevor Siemian. Zero. It's the same thing with Taysom. When teams started to see him on tape last year, he was less and less effective because people learned his tendencies. The NFL's that good. So I don't think your best option of those two is going to be Taysom Hill. Still don't believe Taysom is a championship level or caliber quarterback, unfortunately. People mentioned, would Drew Brees come out of retirement? Absolutely not, obviously. And same with Phillip Rivers. The one that would make sense is Cam Newton. Sean seemed to shut that down. So they're going to move forward with Taysom Hill when he's healthy. Now, the good news is that Mike Florio on Football Night in America did report that it is expected that Taysom will clear the concussion protocol and become eligible to play Week 9 against Atlanta. If that's the case, Taysom Hill likely is going to be your quarterback moving forward, but he's got to clear the concussion protocol. We got to get that word from Sean Payton whenever we get it. But the Saints this year are not ever at any point this season going to be max of what we thought they might be preseason or any time this year. It doesn't mean they're done winning games. They've got an amazing defense. They've got great special teams. They've got offensive skill guys all over. They're just not going to have the field general. They're not going to have the engine that could maybe push this thing to a championship level, and that's unfortunate. They could still win a lot of games. They could still be a playoff team, but that ceiling, I think, got lowered with Jameis Winston's injury. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.